Good morning, friends, followers, my fellow YouTube creators, my army of Trevorites and cultists. Thank you very much for joining me in this morning's daily rant, and it's Thursday morning. Lots of things completed last night. Really happy. Right, Michael Hallett is putting together the hats. I am going to show them today in the community page. I'm going to show you these hats that he's designed. I like them. They're quite nice hats, I'd say. What? They're quite nice hats, actually. And we are also looking at other bits and pieces which will come apparent. I think by the end of April, we'll have things on the go, which are looking really good. So I'm really pleased about that. Right, people. So, what's going on in the news today? Well, I can tell you this. Trevor Colt is heading out today. I am meeting up with an old colleague, actually. Who is an interrogator in the SAS Who Dares Wins show. She is fantastic. I'm going to have a chat with her today. I haven't seen her in a few years. So it'd be nice to see, well, to find out what she's doing, what she's getting up to, and all the bits and pieces that you do when you chat. And then I've got to get all the way back home because my son finishes at school and I have to be home as a responsible parent for that to take place. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So what's happening now? I have to mention it. The Princess of Wales, Catherine, Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, Catherine. Ready? Do you remember it was all in the news? Someone has tried to access her medical documents. Well, that London clinic has now suspended members of staff. Now, listen to that. They have suspended, not a member, but they've suspended members of staff, which means there was more than one person involved in trying to do this. Interesting, isn't it? Well, if they're suspended while an investigation takes place, I'm going to be honest, I don't think a crime has been committed because they tried to access the documents. They didn't actually access them. So it could be, well, they're probably going to lose their job over it. But I reckon an employment tribunal would probably get their job back because they're being dealt with for trying to do something but not actually doing it. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know the law that much in depth. That I only know bits and pieces. Yes. I do reckon it was because journalists, or should I say a mainstream media outlet, probably offered these individuals money. There would have been an incentive to do it. You wouldn't do that off the back, clearly. There must have been an incentive there. So it's to find out where the incentive came from and then deal with that. Yeah. And what else is happening? Simon Cowell. Yes. Simon Cowell is in talks with Netflix to bring a new talent show to Netflix where he's going in search of trying to put together a new band like One Direction. That'll be interesting. I don't like the end results of all these shows. I like the start when you see people on who think, yep, well, I was, when did you realise that you could sing, Trevor? Well, and this is an old Peter Kay skit, isn't it? Well, I was in the shower singing and I remember my partner shouting, turn that radio off, because she thought I was so good. It's all nonsense like that, isn't it? But the fun is at the start of these shows. It's not as the shows go on. Anyway, there we go. What else is happening? An independent watchdog has stated the UK is still sending millions and millions of UK taxpayers' money to China. But at the same time, the UK knows that there's no transparency on where that money's going. But the UK still sends it. So what's the best way to cut back on that money? Is it to head towards pensioners' pensions? Is it to cut back people that have disability benefits? Is it to get homeless off the street? No. What we should do is send more to China, because that's what we're doing, because we have lost our way. Our politicians have got no idea what money leaves the Treasury and where it's going. But at the same time, they blame it on us. They blame it on the citizens. And how do they blame us? They increase our taxes to cover the shortfalls. We might as well just all be robots and just work and send our money straight to the treasury. That's what it feels like, doesn't it? Yeah. And what else have we got here? Oh, did you know this? The name may ring a bell. Robinho. Robinho, Brazilian football star. He played for Manchester City, actually. I actually watched him play in the past. He's a fantastic talent. Well, he's just been sentenced to 9 years in a Brazilian prison for gang rape that he carried out in 2017 while he was in Italy. 9 years for gang rape. Wow. Should have been more, if I'm honest. Should have had a longer sentence. That's a disgusting, disgusting crime. But I'm reading today that a man has served 12 years in the UK in a prison. He's got to his 12th year. And do you know what his crime was? He stole a mobile phone. But it wasn't his first offence. He had committed a series of thefts, and then the judge got sick of him and he got 12 years jail. Repeated crime, repeated criminal. 12 years for stealing a mobile phone is a bit ridiculous. Even if it is a repeat crime, it is ridiculous. But he will end up with millions of pounds in compensation because of a broken judicial type system, isn't it? And we've got here, oh, now this is one that I read today which made me sort of giggle. Now, I'm not giggling at certain parts of it, just I want you to read into this what you see. Officials in Botswana, in Africa, officials in Botswana have threatened to send 10,000 elephants to London's Hyde Park. See how you deal with it. I mean, you're always sending people over here trophy hunting. Let's send them. Really? Really? Are they going to come by boat? Are they? I mean, it's not really a threat, is it? It's a stupidity quote. It's not a threat. There's weird things. People out there will take that serious. They threaten me with 10,000 elephants. Yes, but you live in a flat, Mr. Colt. The 10,000 elephants aren't going to get here. Yeah, but their trunks should come through the window. It's just, you have idiots out there that just come up with things. Don't know why they did that to the UK, though, to make that silly threat. Because at the end of the day, more trophy hunters, animal trophy hunters, live in the United States than any other country on the planet. And that's not having to go to America. That's saying America's got 7 times our population. So it's got 7 times probably more geniuses than us, but it's also got 7 times more idiots than us. It's also got 7 times more athletes than us, but 7 times more obese people than us. It's bigger than our country, so you have to look at things in a rational type way, don't you? Well, I think so anyway. And what have I got here? I wrote here, do you remember yesterday I said about the poll? Don't know who did the poll. I think the poll was done by someone that was mentally broken, where they said Finland is the happiest country in the world to live. Well, guess what? The Finnish people aren't happy about that. It goes against the poll. Finnish people aren't happy with that. They say they live in constant threat of Putin coming across. They live in constant, the weather's terrible. Yeah, I mean, suicide is for every, I think is it 100,000? Is it every 100,000? I'll have to check those figures, but for every so many thousand, there's 12.6 suicides. Believe it or not, for every 1,000 people in the country, the hospital only has 2 beds. I don't know why they even thought to bring that in. It's not like the whole country's going to go, we're here for a bed. Oh, how many is you? And we'll divide it. I mean, some of the things are a little bit crazy, aren't they? Anyway, please keep leaving reviews on Amazon. Keep leaving your reviews. Not seeing many these days, am I? And I know that many of you have read it. I know you've read it. But listen, people, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Don't let people get into your head. Keep your circle tiny. There's no need to comment on everything. I mean, the news has like 300 stories this morning. Look through what you find is important to you, what people want to listen to. You don't need to comment on everything. You really don't. Have an awesome day, people, and stay safe.